June 17th until July 1st, we have the featured legendary Pokemon of Regigigas being added into the game. What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be performing a deep dive on the Pokemon Regigigas. Now, a lot of people are very excited about this Pokemon being added back in, simply for the fact that the shiny variation will be made available in the game. Now, Regigigas, of course, has already been introduced into the game, but we have definitely had an update since then for the fact that new Pokemon have been released, and a lot of people are curious as to exactly how good Regigigas is. Should you go out there and raid it? How good is it from the raid perspective? What about PvP? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today and what you can do with Regigigas, and of course, giving you my own advice on how hard you should go on this Pokemon. But anyways, if you do enjoy this episode and you do find it helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Regigigas with a max AP of 4,972 with a level 51 buddy boost. So Regigigas is a pure normal type Pokemon, and I'm actually excited about Regigigas coming back into the game because I simply don't have one. So I'm excited about that, of course, crossing my fingers that I can get myself a shiny pretty early on, and of course I'm passing on that luck to you. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Regigigas because it honestly has a lot of potential in Pokemon Go, and you are going to be able to see that through the stats. So let's go ahead and take a look. So as far as the stats are concerned, overall ranking is 13th in Pokemon Go, which is super impressive. And as far as the individual stats are concerned, we've got an attack stat of 287, which is only 13 off of Mewtwo. Go ahead and let that sink in, so very impressive. And then of course, when you take a look at the defense and the stamina stat, both of them are actually ranked within the top 100 across both of the stats. So very impressive for this Pokemon. Overall, an incredible rank. It doesn't necessarily have a weakness as far as the stats are concerned, hence why it's able to make it up to nearly 5,000 CP without it being a mega or anything like that. So very impressive. And then of course, when we go ahead and take a look at the relative rank compared to other normal type Pokemon, out of 107 normal types, Regigigas ends up having the highest, the fourth highest overall rank. And then of course, we see that the attack stat is doing very good, and as well as the defense stat. Stamina stat drops a little bit, but as we know, there's just so many normal type tanks, so that's actually what hurt it a little bit. It's still one of the most impressive normal type Pokemon in Pokemon Go, especially as an attacker. So of course, we can go ahead and take a look at the moveset, and unfortunately, this Pokemon falls victim to just a poor moveset, so we can take a look. As far as the fast moves are concerned, Zen Headbutt is going to get beat by a Psychic type Hidden Power. So in no instance would you ever want to use Zen Headbutt unless you can't get yourself a Psychic type Hidden Power. But we're going to be focusing on Hidden type or Hidden Power, and then pairing it up to the three different moves down below. Best case scenario, basically, like, you know, fighting, electric, and then pairing up Hidden Power randomly up to a Giga Impact, which is going to be normal type, which is non-super effective against no types in Pokemon Go. But anyways, let's go and talk a little bit about the moveset. So unfortunately for Regigigas, Niantic ends up making the decision for what actually goes into Pokemon Go. So Regigigas, like all other Pokemon in the main series, has an overall move pool that can be selected, but ultimately Niantic is the one who is picking what moves get added into the game. Now, the reason why we've got this Pokemon Regigigas that has a completely terrible moveset is because its ability technically holds it back in the main series, but as we know in Pokemon Go, abilities have not been added into the game. So a kind of creative solution to this is just to simply give a Pokemon that should be nerfed based on its abilities, just give it a bad moveset in Pokemon Go to kind of counterbalance it. And it's a pretty creative solution, but we're going to be talking about that as far as recommendations are concerned for raiding this Pokemon. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these raid results. So we're going to go ahead and use Regigigas as a pseudo fighting type attacker. Hidden Power with that fighting type, and then of course pairing it up to Focus Blast. We can see that Regigigas ends up getting in at that 22nd position as a pseudo fighting type attacker. So unfortunately, not that great of results that we want to see here. And here's Pangoro. So a lot of people have been asking about Pangoro, mostly from the PvP perspective, but hey, it's almost at Regigigas' level, so that's pretty impressive. But anyways, if we go ahead and check out Gyarados here, going up against it, we can see that Regigigas with the electric hidden type power paired up with Thunder ends up getting in at the 18th position. But if you look a little bit to the left, you're going to see that a Pokemon like Arcanine is able to beat it. Arcanine's not even an electric type Pokemon, so that's just absolutely insane and kind of embarrassing because it's not even a legendary Pokemon and it's still able to outperform Regigigas. That's simply because of the moves. So you've got Arcanine here with a decent fast move and a decent charge move here, and because of that, it doesn't even necessarily have to have the stats. So Regigigas ends up getting beat by so many non-legendary Pokemon in the situation, but it does get ranked in at that 18th position. And then finally, pairing it up with Giga Impact, we can see that Regigigas as a pseudo grass type attacker without having a grass type charge move is still able to break into the top 20 going up against a Manaphy. But of course, you're seeing some other Pokemon all around it that are non-legendary. I didn't even know that this Pokemon was in Pokemon Go, to be honest, but it's almost able to outperform Regigigas. So unfortunately, that is a kind of a sad story for Regigigas, but basically what's going to happen is you're going to end up seeing Regigigas a lot of times in the top 40, which is impressive on its own, considering it has a very limited move pool. Of course, Hidden Power opens it up a little bit, but it's always going to be kind of towards the bottom. Best case scenario, I could find, maybe an 18th position. That was the top of the line. I mean, Regigigas didn't get up any higher, but of course, that's based on what we have now in Pokemon Go. That could easily change with something like a moveset. And then from the PvP side, its best case scenario ends up happening in the Master League Classic, where it ends up being ranked in at the 79th position. But with that, that's going to be a hidden power of an ice type. So you got to cross your fingers you get that. And then of course, pairing it up with Thunder and Focus Blast, and then comparing it to the other Regis, you can see that Regice and Regirock end up outperforming it. And then Registeel just can't keep up because of how low its CP is. And if you keep that into consideration, with Registeel being so low on its CP, it still is only one rank behind Regigigas. So Regigigas, all in all, just not looking good, especially from the raid side as well as the PvP side. But there's still major potential with this Pokemon. It simply takes a new move being added in. It could end up getting its signature move, for example, and all of a sudden this Pokemon that's being held back by the moveset could be propelled a lot further and become a very good general attacker in Pokemon Go. So like what we talked about with its stats, an attack stat of 287 is very impressive. So for this Pokemon, basically what my recommendations are: get out there, raid like normal, don't go too crazy with this Pokemon, and maybe don't power one up. Go ahead and collect your candy, but do not power it up and end up using all of your resources on it, and just hold it so whenever we end up getting an update to the moveset, you could potentially Elite TM one or maybe catch one when the new move comes out, and then you already have all of the candy resources to be able to power it up. But of course, that's going to be on the potential. As far as this Pokemon currently in Pokemon Go, there's really not that much value. So get out there, get yourself the shiny. Of course, get the candy if you're interested in the potential value of Regigigas, but unfortunately, I'm not giving this Pokemon a seal of approval. But anyways, we can go ahead and close on the outro here. I want to say thank you so much to the patrons over at Patreon. We started a new Discord server. We're coordinating for raids every single day. We're talking about Pokemon Go, so if you're interested in supporting the channel and then of course connecting to other Pokemon Go players, make sure to check out that link in the description, and I will see you next time.